Just wild. Okay.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. I'm sitting here with Stu Draper.
Okay, let's do this.
I am asking him a little bit about how do you identify what business you can sell and buy, because I see a lot of small businesses that are crippled with lack of money or lack of vision or lack of ability to contact the right people to buy it.
So you need the right product market fit, and you need the right founder that knows how to go get traction with that product and market fit. So you have a good product people want, and then you have people that actually need and want it. Those two things are product market fit. And then if you have that, but you have a founder that doesn't know how to sell, then it doesn't matter that you had good product market fit. So I've had a couple businesses that I invested in where the founder threw up their hands and said, this isn't gonna work. I don't have the cash. So cash becomes the other thing that's really important. You might have good product, good market, a decent founder that doesn't know how to manage the cash of the business, and then it doesn't matter that he had all three other things. So you need those four things. They're so critical. Once you get those four things, then you have to go and get the proof that you actually can keep all of those stars aligned. What does it cost to get a consumer, and how much money do you make off of that consumer, right?
Yeah.
And if you sell excavation jobs, and those jobs are hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars per job, then your cost to acquire that customer can be $10,000, $20,000 of, hey, let's go on a fishing trip to Alaska. Hey, let's do this or that. You can afford that cost to acquire the customer and build that relationship because you know the returns are going to be so great, right? But if you have spent $100,000 and the job is only going to pay you $120,000, do we have a business?
No.
We don't, right? And so a lot of times people will come to me with these ideas that are like, wow, that seems genius, but they don't have the right product market fit. The product was genius, the market didn't care. The market wouldn't pay for it. How do I prove that? A good founder with cash tried and failed. Okay, well, they didn't have cash yet, and they may not be the right founder, but it might be a good product. Okay, why would I buy that if I'm gonna have to be the one as an investor that does the work? I don't want to do the work. That's why I'm investing in other people, right? So you gotta ask yourself, is this something that I want to go, if I buy this business, can I go sell the product? And do I want to be the one that proves that out? For me personally as an investor, I'm really averse to doing more of that because I already have two that I'm doing that with.
Yeah, you have a lot going on.
And so I think that you have to ask yourself, really, am I in the right business if I'm having to buy businesses that aren't making money yet? There are enough people out there building and growing, and they're working hard, and it is working, and they have good metrics. That business, I can know, okay, they've proven it. Every $20, they make
25
10
or 30.
Yeah, oh yeah, top line, they make, let's say they spend 20 and they're making 100 off of that customer. Okay, well, if I gave you $20 and you brought me back 100, I'll do that deal all day long. How many more 20s can I give you? Because you're gonna keep bringing me 100, right? But I have to pay more for that business than the guy that hasn't proven sales yet, but I'm paying more with a lot less risk. So I'm more interested as an investor in that deal.
Yeah. So here's a drink company. I'm not going to name it for the sake of the video.
I'm familiar.
Super healthy, and it would fly with pass with flying colors in a local culture with no coffee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sodas do amazing, and coffee doesn't. So this happens to not be named coffee, so it flies in some people's rules, right? So people get away with it. But point being, founder's been passionately making the exact same thing for 15 years, and he currently sells 20 to 30 pounds of ingredients a day. 15 years of passion. And I'm sitting here saying, somebody needs to get him out of the picture. No offense, but he's the only reason it hasn't scaled, from what I can tell, because it's good, it has a market fit. And if you had a solar guy that couldn't, if Coca-Cola couldn't figure out how to hire employees, it would have never got off the ground. Yeah. Right? He hasn't figured that out. We got four total employees and 4,000 square feet, 15 years into business. The same ingredients.
Yeah.
And so there's no 2 ingredients to this thing. It's not even science. There's no mixing it. There's no processing it. Nothing. There's whatever.
It's 100% pure cacao.
And roasted, whatever. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, how do we get something like this? And we go in and we step in and say, hey, first off, if we even want it, right? So we'd have to identify if we want it. But if we step in and say, hey, you're going to supply me with enough to build my own coffee shop.
Yeah.
I will be the new coffee shop is going to be the face of this thing, and I want to be able to buy you out in a year for X amount of dollars if I want, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Then we proved the actual concept with with a front desk, like
Steve,
brick and mortar store.
You're a lot like me. You have this mentality of like, if I got my hands on it, I'm gonna can't stop. I got a can't stop, won't stop attitude. I'm gonna go find a way. That's what good entrepreneurs do. We find a way, right? We'll just keep working until we can't work anymore, right? And we'll see ideas and go, man, if I had my hands on it, then I could it would do this and this and this. And actually, you're probably right. The thing is, if someone else tried for 15 years and they weren't the can't stop, won't stop mentality, then likely they raised money somewhere along the way. They got other people interested and they raised money. And so now when you go to buy that business, whoever the founder is, he probably does need to stop. He tried 15 years, it hasn't worked out. But is it right for someone else to come in and buy it? If so, can they buy it where all the other investors just count it as a loss? Because now it's been 15 years and it hasn't done well. You're going to take it over, but you're not going to want to give those people a return. They gave him money 10 years ago. He did nothing with it. That's all gone now. It's not going to help you grow your business. So when you buy it, you don't want them on the cap table anymore.
Understood. So
right?
So a lot of these ideals is I would imagine only want to chase a product that has been mothballed by every investor. It needs to be after the investor said, I'm done.
Like, I already wrote you off, dude. You might send me a check years from now, but for now, I already told my accountant this is 100% loss.
Yeah,
and
those are the only business I'm looking at. And I'm looking at this. I don't want to own the brick and mortar store
that they have.
I just want to tee this up to someone that hasn't. I mean, maybe we pitch the idea to Starbucks, and it becomes a menu item to Starbucks instead of like.
In 15 years, they didn't try that.
He might have tried it in a few emails, but he's not the type of guy to take it to your level. I guarantee he hasn't talked to a broker about selling the business.
Yeah.
And there are people and the reason I'm coming to you with it is like, you're the one that sold businesses and you surround yourself with multimillionaires.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we get in the room with Starbucks or even Beans and Brew? I mean, it's not science. We could get in with the big boys and put it on their shelf, and then you have a supply problem and you're in business.
Yeah.
Right? As long as the profit margins are in the supply.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm not trying to step in and say I could make a business of brick and mortar make sense, I'm busy. I'm busy with construction.
Yeah.
And real estate.
Yeah.
I'm trying to link the two pieces up and collect some sort of, either a royalty forever or a commission to connect them. But I think the product, and this might not be the product.
Mm-hmm.
There might be another product, and there's another one that I'm gonna also pull up for you. But
in these cases, in the two you've shown me so far, I would say they've proven they don't have at least one, if not two, of the four. And so, to me, it's like, how much do you believe you have what it takes to provide the other two of the four? And knowing that whoever it is, they gave it, at least of those 15 years, 6 or 7 that were fully dedicated 100% of their days were going to trying.
Yes, but I also work directly with people that do a lot of work where they could have asked the right person and avoided it all. For example, trying to put a stand at Ace Hardware with a plant water system it's the fastest way to fail because it's the highest overhead with no income, right? But if you go sign a contract with Home Depot before you build the first one, then Home Depot builds their own stands.
Mm-hmm.
Home Depot prints their own plastic. Home Depot stocks their own shelves, right? And if you can make a deal with even this one with Starbucks, to where the only thing you're doing is supplying the material, all you got to do is make a deal with another manufacturer, and then you're not even working.
Yeah, and there are guys that are in that game that know. a guy that came to a couple of my retreats, Jeremy Barker with Murphy Door. They do the Murphy ladder, and then it's basically the hidden shelf door. So instead of a normal door, it looks like a shelf on the outside. Those guys do 56 million in sales in a year, and Home Depot was like a main sales outlet for 2 of his businesses. So
he knows
he knows who to talk to, right?
Exactly.
So that's the power of the network. Is you get together with people and you don't know how to work, but you then come to me later and say, hey, I need to weigh into Home Depot, and I go, I got a guy that might know.
The guys, I went to your retreat, right? I'm sitting right around $1 million net worth or whatever, and you guys, I think I was the cheapest guy there. Everybody was 10 million to 100 million.
A lot of people there, yeah.
And so I'm sitting down with Wally, like coolest guy I ever met.
Super cool.
And next thing I know, I'm in Draper, and so I text him. I'm like, hey, yo, I want to see what you're doing. And he's over there doing flips and handstands and whatever. So I stopped by, and then
American Ninja Warrior 9-time participant. That's who Wally is.
Yeah,
he owns the largest ninja park in the U.S.
Yeah, I went over there last week, but I guess my point is I met people like you guys, and it opened my mind to quit thinking of how to move another yard of dirt and sell one more house, and start thinking of how do you get in the room with the rich people so that you can just not just sit there and pitch ideas, but how do you learn how they
think and
yeah,
exactly.
And so there's another one of these. Do you have any idea what this? Let's try.
Stump. Stove. Fire.
These guys.
Are these guys out of Cedar?
No, the better one is, I'll show you some. This is the knockoff version because of their patents.
Just click that top one.
These are the top. These are the competitors.
Oh, screw that. Just go.
All right, I'll show you their own. So if I find a photo. There's one that's patented with a lot better. It got mothballed because of the same thing. You can't figure out how to sell it. Let me show you. I'll find the one that is the best. The problem with these is they don't have. You can't put a pan directly on it, or it'll kill the fire.
What do they do to get airflow?
I'll show you.
Do they just drill little holes?
Yeah, but these will burn. Here's one that's. Yeah, this is not.
Glidden, have you tried one of these?
Mm-hmm. We've tried these. It's a 15-year-old business that.
Are they handy?
8 months. So handy. They're way better than a bundle of wood at Maverick at the front door.
Really?
Yeah.
They last longer. They light easy.
And they have good heat?
They're not for heating you, they're for cooking stuff.
Oh.
So look right here. You see how if you put a pan on this and covered this, it would kill the fire?
Yeah, because there's no
Theirs
oxygen.
has a little V groove on 4 spots on the log. So you can set a pan directly on it and cook it. And it's really genius that way, but it lasts a while. I was actually at one last night. My phone wasn't video, I'd show you. I was messing with one yesterday.
Okay.
And there's only one company, and it's this one, that actually got to market. Go Fire and Bonfire, I guess there's 2. So there's this one right here, and they're not very popular. And then they're just obviously on Walmart's website there. And then there's this one, Bon. Yeah.
Hit close right there. There you go. Now you can still use it.
All right. So the company that I'm talking about, they built a lot of them. They have an entire system to build these things, and they're out there selling them like at RV parks and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And 10 years later, I look back on it. These are my uncles or whatever that own it, and they've been pushing it for all they're worth. But they never pitched it. They never got it inside the door of a big person that ran their own shelf time.
Yeah.
You know, I look at any chips or something on the shelf at the store, right? The gas station. Mm-hmm. I look at a bag of chips and I'm like, how did that make it here? You know, it's only because they talk to the right people. It's not because it's the best chip.
No. Yeah,
it's not
exactly right.
It's not even because it's a good looking bag. It's because they knew the right people, and you can literally force yourself to success if you put yourself in front of enough people and charge more than you could pay.
Yeah, I agree with that to an extent. I think where that doesn't hold water is only if the product it doesn't sell. And so at some point it goes from you have to be good enough and hustle enough to get in the door, but then your product has to deliver well enough that the customers keep buying it. Because if they don't keep buying it, then no matter how much they like you, they're not going to let you keep having shelf space if people aren't buying it.
Understood.
Right?
Understood.
So the product, that's one of those four that I was talking about. Product. And it's got.
But if I can buy this thing for $10,000, I'll just bring you. In fact, I'll bring you. I could ship you some logs or mess with them.
It'd be fun to play around with them.
But there's one right here with a pan on it. See, he has cuts in it.
DIY rocket stove is from a tree stump, huh?
Yeah, you see how they split them when they put a wire in it? That's to give the air up the sides. And the one I'm talking about already has a cut in. There's some air cut right there. But anyway, so
are they? So they're actual wood. So they have a one-time life.
Yeah, they're consumable.
Burn, put it on.
But you know the Maverick fire wood. That used to not be a thing. Maverick, I think, probably introduced it to society. I've never seen it before Maverick.
Yeah.
Now Chevron does it, whatever. But a bundle of wood, and it's expensive. Yeah. It's not cheap. People buy it though, and it's wrapped in plastic. The one I'm talking about, it looks quite a bit better than all these. It just doesn't have any internet presence. That's why it's not pulling up. I wish there was a video.
Is that literally the name they came up with? Stump Stove Fire?
It's not fire. It's like a Stump Stove is the name. Okay. But yesterday I was hanging out with the people that invented it and built them. And
you're like, man, I feel, there it was, Stump Stove. Is it that one? Keep going. There. Is that it?
No, he just
different. That's just a guy.
I think we're close though, and I can pull this. They haven't even produced a video in 10 years, so I know it's not on. It's not popular. And this is part of the same thing. Is if it's mothballed and they have over $1 million invested into it, you pick it up from where it's at for $50,000, and go sell it directly to sportsmen. Go sell it directly to people that actually make the difference in society. Obviously, you want to make sure that it burns longer than an $8 bundle of wood and it's cheaper, right? And then you can prove the data. But I just think that it's a really neat invention and people don't see it.
Yeah, they definitely exist. A lot of ideas that have a good opportunity in the market and the wrong founder, not enough cash to make it go. So the question becomes like, where do is the juice worth the squeeze? Is a question I like to ask myself.
Yep.
And is this the stuff I'm passionate about and will keep me up at night excited about what I gotta wake up and do the next day, you know? Yeah. For me, I'm like, I don't know, I want to be in the stump business.
No, again, you know what I mean? It's not about you and I owning the business. It's about you and I signing a contract and either selling it in
or
2
finding
weeks,
the right other person,
or else backing out of the contract.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to manage a business. We're either going to sell the idea.
Flip it as an idea to the right buyer that will pay more for the chance to go after it because they will stay up all night.
Yeah, I have this, and you have everything else you're doing. And we're not.
Right.
We don't need stuff to do.
Yeah,
but if you and I can flip this thing and make $2 or $3 million on Sportsman's, and Sportsman's has a food chain or a supply chain figured out, like if they don't have it, we could show it to them. Like I literally, no joke, this thing's completely set up. Like this, it will auto build these things and stamp them and everything. They're professionally stamped with a wood burner. So
he has
really
the tool,
everything
to manufacture at mass scale. He can already do that.
He could do $400 or $500 a day for.
Okay, that's a plenty more than he'd need to do for a Sportsman's contract, right? So.
Well, yeah, unless we go to Sportsman's and say either buy this whole thing or else buy 50% of the rights and then go to Ace and sell the other half. But Maverick needs one that says Maverick on the side and then it says buy Stump Stove. It doesn't need to say Stump Stove on it. It needs to say Maverick or Maverick's not gonna buy it. Yeah,
dude, that's a fun idea, and I think there's a lot of people that can learn a lesson here from Steve, and that is that if you get creative, you can buy for a low price and give yourself an out and not have to buy it at all if you can't get some deals done. Those kind of stipulations in your contract and agreement, a diligence phase, that comes from your experience in real estate.
Yeah, it does.
Right? Like everyone gets an out when they go to buy real estate because they can have a diligence phase. So giving yourself that time gives you an out if you decide, okay, this doesn't work. And you'll have to pay something to earn that. Yeah, you have some sort of a check you're writing to earn the rights to a Dylan's window, but
Some of these deals, I don't think so.
you won't even have to do it.
Some of these
They're
deals,
so-
I honestly think they're so mothballed you could actually pick them up for, hey, I'll buy it if I get a deal.
Yeah. Dude, you could become the mothball millionaire and like talk about that all over and over again, write the book about it, and become like very personally branded around the mothball millionaire. It's kind of maybe someone's done that. I don't know.
They probably have. This this guy that invented this, we've mothballed multiple projects, and these are the same things.
But where
without
you
the
took
right,
the mothball thing,
both
you're
both
saying-
ways. We've picked up
or,
mothballs,
and you taken your own and said these are going
exactly
behind the shed. We're shooting them, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of challenges I see is I agree with the four that you mentioned. I 100% agree. And I think, for example, this one right here, 100% has the product, like the ability to produce a product.
Mhm.
I think it 90% has a market. I think you can almost create your own market to a camper. You can almost tell them that it's just a new thing,
Yeah.
right? So I think you could almost create the hunger. I think you could starve the market.
Yeah.
But and then the third thing, what did you say?
Cash and founder.
So it definitely had the cash. This
they
thing
spend
has so
$1
much
million on it. Yeah.
so much money into it that it definitely had the cash. And then the founders I don't think they ever went over that one hump of getting it in a mass sales contract with somebody big.
So one thing that's fun about a business like this one is you can really quickly get to the cost to acquire the customer and the lifetime value of the customer, because you go spend the money to get in with Maverick and get their buyers interested. You probably go to the very first meeting with a pre-stamped wood-burnt Maverick logo on it.
Yeah.
And then you go to the first meeting and you say, hey, how many of these do you guys want us to start dropping off at all of your gas stations? We'll do a test run, but we just are excited to show you what it can do. Let's go do a test run, right?
I still, to the day, think there's enough cash in the business to do that too.
In it already, like
I think the owner right now could front that if I pitched that idea to him.
Oh.
But again, if they don't know Maverick, then they're gonna go knock on the door and talk to the manager.
Yeah, and never get into the right place. Yep.
But if Stu can get us in with the owner of Home Depot, and Home Depot becomes the exclusive camping world, or Walmart, whoever, every camping section should have these. Every single one.
This is way easier for an RV guy to throw in his RV and go on the road than the stack of wood.
So
less hassle.
this company built so many sizes. They had one this big enough, and it would burn for 6 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
It would burn all night. And then they had one this big that would just warm up some nice water and keep you warm for a fire for 30 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, and put in your backpack.
And you literally backpack that thing around. And it has fire starter in it, packed in the hole.
Yeah.
And it's super easy to light.
It goes.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, look, those four things are a magical mix. Product that's awesome, market that wants it, cash to go and acquire that market, and then the founder that knows how to keep the people excited that go acquire that market. Because you got to go get salespeople and say, okay, how much do I got to pay you to go and get me deals, and how many deals can you go get for that money? And it just becomes a math equation at that point, right?
So
I look at
this particular business got to the point of they had a fully sticker wrapped truck that was branded and a fully sticker wrapped trailer that had all the pop outs and everything.
So
that
they were
pull up to
going
a campsite and then fold out and show everything. But again, it's such a small market, and then there's no internet presence. This is before internet got big, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they never pushed it. I think they built 1 or 2 total YouTube videos on the whole business and tried to push it with that. But I think that with Sportsman's and Walmart and Ace Hardware and all these guys, number one, they're going to be incentivized to put it on the front when it's cold outside, and in the back when it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
They're also going to have the ability to make a quick little ad about it, and then pitch it on their socials.
Yeah, I wonder how the economics work as far as what they're charging compared to what you get out of the bundle of wood, how much more or less it is. And, there's all sorts of things like that you'd want to do as well in the diligence phase, and then decide.
I think we could run that math today or tomorrow if I just called them for 10 minutes.
Right.
Because they know everything. The guy that I'm talking about has so much passion into this thing, he knows like literally everything.
I just feel like if you built the brands, you guys know how to weld.
Sure. They did too. The guy that built the Stump Stone one,
Oh,
just
he
built the
absolutely.
Maverick one.
But like, yeah, you just build the brand of Maverick in metal, weld that together thing, heat it up, and go stamp on the wood, and you're shipping it to Maverick and saying, we want to talk to you about doing a deal, a license deal. You do another one with Ace Hardware. You do another one with, you know, all the different places, Sportsman's and Camping World, Bish's RV, and you say, hey, we want to do these. How many of these can we ship your way? You know, like you do one at a time per location. You have the cost up front of wowing them as a customer, but think how far that goes. People love their name. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie. How people love that you know their name.
Yep.
And if you give them something that already has their brand on it,
it's wrapped in
and
their paper.
They're going to pay attention. That shows up. That's getting to the right folks at the Maverick.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, it's fun to talk through different ideas like that. You got to hit the road to your.
We have a flight. We have a flight soon. Thanks, guys.